y'all think I look cute in these glasses?
What's the word? My name is Jericho Sutton. I am super excited that you guys clicked on this video. 9 times out of 10, you're pre-T and you're like, where do I start? How do I start transitioning? How do I get there? I need some tips. I need some advice. Well, I got you, my boy. I promise. If you stay tuned to the rest of this video, I promise you're going to learn some new knowledge. I'm going to drop some gems in there for you. And in the description, I'm going to drop some links and some different websites that you can go to get you set up, my boy. The purpose of this channel is to cater to people who are transitioning from female to male. So it's going to be all things FTM. It's going to be tips, advice. I might throw some comedy in there. I'm a music artist, so you might see my music from time to time. And I'm in the process of working on a web series. So ultimately, everything that I create is going to be LGBTQ plus friendly because I am of the community. But a majority of my content is catered to FTM. Alright, my boy, tip number 1 is gonna be water. Okay, as simple as that may sound, water is going to be your best friend, my boy. And here's why I included it strictly in Tips Pre T. Because number 1, when you start taking testosterone, you may or may not experience acne. And drinking water has been proven to reduce acne. It helps with your skin. It helps your skin feel smoother, softer, things of that nature. So that's why water helps with that. Number 2, when you're on testosterone, your doctor is going to send in labs to where you have to get blood work done every few months just to make sure that you're within safe ranges, right? So in order to do that, in order to give blood effectively, it'd make it a whole lot easier if you were hydrated. Number 3, when on testosterone, you may or may not experience migraines or headaches, and being dehydrated can lead to increased headaches and migraines. So drinking water also helps with that. And then number 4, it's just good practice, my boy. If you're one of those people who want to be stacked and you want to work out, you're going to need water. If you're one of those people who like to be outside, involved in nature, you're going to need water. If you're just a person who does a lot throughout the day, you're going to need water. Ultimately, what I'm saying is drink water. Alright, my boy, tip number 2, okay? I get a lot of kickback about this, but I don't care. You're pre-T, so I'm going to let you know the truth right out the gate. Do your own research, okay? It's cool to watch people like me. I know you see people, you know, who show you their journey from start to finish and everything, and you want to do everything exactly like them so you can achieve the same results. But that is not reality, okay? If you're watching these people, they are doing you a disservice if they are telling you to do everything verbatim like them to get the results that you want to achieve. They're doing you a big disservice. What they should be telling you is, number 1, your results are not going to be the same as my results. You may experience the deepening of the voice before I experience getting facial hair. We're not going to be the same. So with that being said, it is critical that you do your research. Your medical history could be different from mine, you know what I mean? Your background could be different from mine in regards to like ethnic background. As in, for example, you know, African Americans are more prone to having heart attacks and, you know, they have different things that they do. I'm just saying, do your research. Consult with the doctor. Don't just strictly take my word or someone off of social media's word with things involving your health. Although you're taking steps to become the best version of you, it's still your health at the end of the day, and you want to make sure that you're doing things in a safe manner and in an effective manner. Alright, tip number 3, alright? It's a little nursery rhyme, a little bit, I got bars or whatever, but no, for real. So, if you're down to 2, it's time to get through, okay? And what I mean by this is, when it comes to your prescriptions, okay? Let me give you an example. There are 4 weeks in a month, right? Let's say your doctor gave you 4 vials of testosterone. Let's say these were single uses, right? So there's 4 weeks in a month, and there are 4 testosterone vials, right? Let's say you're down to 2, okay? When you get down to 2 weeks worth of testosterone left, this is when I would be calling the pharmacist to make sure that there's another round of refills already in the queue. This is when I would communicate with my doctor and say, hey, you know, have you sent out another prescription? And here is why. Most of the time, whenever you are dealing with what they call a controlled substance, in order for the pharmacy to refill a prescription, they usually have to have authorization from the doctor. And that could take anywhere between 3 to 7 business days. So let's say you're a procrastinator like me, because I'm speaking from experience, and you wait until you're completely out. Now you have to go to the pharmacist. They have to get authorization from the doctor. Hopefully it's not on a weekend, and hopefully the doctor gets back to them in enough time so where they can authorize the prescription and then get it back to you. Sometimes that could leave you with a skipped dose or multiple doses that you had to skip because they didn't get back to you in time. So to prevent this, I'm telling you, when you're down to 2, get through. Call them. Communicate. Make sure you have a consistent supply of testosterone. I will make another video about skipping doses and what that's like, and trauma from a pharmacy. I'll make a whole nother video about that because I could talk all day about the discrepancies and the trauma that I've had, you know. But hear me when I say this. When you're down to 2, it's time to get through. Which leads me into my 4th tip, okay? My 4th tip is always have a backup, my boy. Always have a backup. Again, I am speaking strictly from experience. I am not going to steer you wrong on this, okay? You may have the best of the best primary care physician or the best of the best doctor, but even they sometimes make mistakes and have discrepancies. Same thing with the pharmacies. They may give you a 22 gauge needle versus a 25 gauge needle. They may give you the wrong dosage, or they may give you only partial because they didn't have it in the pharmacy and they have to order the rest, you know what I mean? Whatever the case may be, always have a backup. And here's what I mean by this. With the pharmacy, I don't want to do name dropping or anything like that, but if you're used to going to one set pharmacy, have another one that may have, you know, like a small amount of your prescription just in case, you know, they don't have it for the day. Or get a pharmacy that's able to transfer the prescription to a location that does. That way, you know, you're not out of a prescription for that week. Same thing with the primary care physician. We live in a day and age where everything is starting to become more computerized. So there are legitimate sites where you can meet with doctors virtually and they send you the prescription. There are also places where you can get the prescription sent in the mail, you know, and this is all legally done. You still have to speak with the doctor, get your medical history, things like that, which I can make another video about that as well. But there are alternatives, so always have a backup. You don't want to be here stranded without a prescription and without direction on where to go for the next week. I promise you. Alright, tip number 5 is going to be have a support system. I don't care if it's one person. If that one person loves you and they support you and they're constantly motivating you, keep that person around and do right by them, because that is going to help you when things are tough, my boy. That's going to help you when you're possibly dealing with mood swings. That's going to help you when you come out to your family and they may or may not understand. That's going to help you, you know, when you're feeling dysphoric. Get you a strong support system. It could be a friend. It can be somebody that you game online with. It could be a significant other. It could be a mentor from school. Whoever it is. This journey is not an easy one, but it's definitely rewarding. But it also makes the journey a little bit easier when you have people around you who are rooting for you, who are motivating you, who love you for you, unapologetically for you. So just get you a support system. And if you don't have one, comment on this video. I'll be your support system.
Yes, you. I'm talking to you.
Alright, my boy, tip number 6 is going to be correct they ass every single time. Do you hear me? Let me say it again. Correct they ass every single time. And here is why. When you are beginning your transition to becoming the best version of you, you have to command the respect of people around you. I don't care how uncomfortable it may make them feel. You've been uncomfortable most of your life. You've probably felt dysphoric. This is your time. The time is now to command the respect of other people. If they genuinely love and support you for you, they're gonna follow suit. Correct them every single time. I don't care if it was a small slip up, correct them. You don't have to be a jerk about it, but correct them every single time. If they keep misgendering you, you keep correcting them. Alright guys, and my last and final tip is going to be kind to yourself, okay? Be patient with yourself, okay? This is not an overnight process. You know, there are going to be days when you're not feeling like being sociable. There are going to be days, you know, when you might feel down. There are going to be days when you feel dysphoric, you know. There are going to be days when you feel like your transition is not going as fast as the person you watch, you know. Be patient with yourself. This is a process, but this is something that you should embrace. A wise person once told me, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey, and that's the part that you should embrace the most, okay? So take your time with this. Be excited about this journey. Get excited. If you're not excited, I'm excited for you. Like, what do you mean? But for real, be patient with yourself. It's all love. My name is Jericho. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, any of that, feel free to subscribe to this channel, comment on the videos. I'm even going to throw my email down there if you want to send me any personal questions that you're not comfortable enough, you know, to post. And yeah, see you in the next video.